So this is pretty interesting. In Isles of Lake Nona, which is a neighborhood in Lake Nona, go figure, by Pulte Homes, they have a 2,600 or so square foot bungalow styled home starting at $569,990. Now, just going 3 hours and 45 minutes up north by foot, about a 25-minute drive, you have the new kid on the block, the new hot kid on the block, known as EverBe by Pulte Homes as well, where you can get a similar styled home, similar square footage, starting in the low fives. And so for a saving of 50 to maybe 60K for similar styled homes comparative to what's selling in Lake Nona, there presents a really good opportunity here. So in today's video, we're gonna dive into EverBe, all that's coming to this neighborhood, what it's all about, and why you might consider making this your next neighborhood. But let's first start with, what is EverBe? Well, EverBe is everything home should ever be. Oh man, I cracked myself up. That's their tagline though. That's not even me. That's exactly what their tagline is. Kind of funny, but it's a master planned community that's going to, at completion, have a waterfront town center fitted with restaurants and shops, community park, open spaces, and beautiful homes. And I think probably the most underrated thing about EverBe, but simultaneously one of the biggest value propositions for this neighborhood and living in this neighborhood, is the location. You're talking Disney in 25 minutes, albeit you're gonna be using tolls a lot living in EverBe, especially for me personally. I wouldn't be taking the local roads. For example, with Lake Nona, like I stated, it's about 25 minutes north of Lake Nona. However, I've been in this neighborhood multiple times so far, and I've consistently clocked 12 to 14 minutes to Lake Nona using the toll roads. And so I think, being that it borders the 417 and 528, that is one of the biggest advantages with this neighborhood. To the Space Coast, you're gonna be 45 minutes. That is amazing. Downtown Orlando, 20 minutes. Again, this is solid. 13 to 15 minutes to the Orlando International Airport, regardless of which option that you choose. So to be honest, I really don't think there's a compromise in regards to the location itself, unless you really prioritized, say for example, being near Disney, then you might want to cut that time from 25 to 15, and you wouldn't be looking in this area, of course. But all things considered, if you're a person that is okay with using tolls, using the highways, not going local, simply get a transponder from Publix, load that puppy up, and you will be well on your way to most locations in Orlando within 30 minutes. And so as we move on from location, I started this video out by comparing EverBe's first round VIP appointment pricing to a current Lake Nona community run by Pulte, as well known as Isles of Lake Nona. Reason being, I think a lot of people looking at EverBe right now at some point considered buying in Lake Nona, but prices really started to shoot up as the community got more popular. And so the trend was, / currently is to some extent, that if you couldn't afford Lake Nona, or you wanted more value for your money, more bang for your buck, you'll head over to St. Cloud, Sunbridge area more specifically, because you got the same developers creating that as is Lake Nona, and that is going to be twice as big. I'm a really big fan of Sunbridge. I've made plenty of videos about the neighborhood, but the gap there is starting to shrink a little bit. Although still more value based in Sunbridge than it is in Lake Nona, it is not as wide of a gap as it once were. And so a lot of people start to slide down on Narcoossee, going further into St. Cloud, i.e. further away from Lake Nona. Your other alternative is just going over to Kissimmee, buying a resale. And I think this is where EverBe is like, hey, look at me. You get to keep very similar proximity to the airport, to Disney, even better to Disney than Lake Nona in some cases, and definitely St. Cloud, and you get really good pricing. Now, looking at the different type of home options they offer, it's pretty similar to what all these other neighborhoods are offering. And so you have 5 different series in EverBe. You have the Aurora series, which are the townhomes on 20-foot home sites. And then you also have the Ember, Haven, Forever, and Legacy series, all ranging from 34-foot wide home sites all the way up to 60-foot wide respectively. And so you have, depending on your budget, dependent on what you're looking for, a wide amount of options in EverBe. Now, presumably this video is gonna be up forever, so depending on the time you watch it, which ideally should be as soon as I post because you are subscribed and you have post notifications on, but in the event that you're not, more than likely prices will change from what they are currently, being that this is first round VIP appointment only pricing, right? And so right now they're starting at $383 on the lowest townhome, which is the Foxtail, all the way up to around $674 on the highest price Legacy Series floor plan. So really good pricing comparative to what's happening right now in Lake Nona and even North St. Cloud in that 34771 area. Now, getting down to the nitty gritty, as they say, in regards to HOA, this community does have one, as you might have expected. Now, depending on the home that you actually own, that determines the monthly amount that you'll pay. So for example, townhomes, you're paying $207 a month. For bungalows, the 30-foot wide home sites, or the ones on 30-foot wide home sites, you're looking at $153, and for all others, you're looking at $113. And that covers the general maintenance and insurance for the common areas within the community, as well as the amenity center for phase 1, and also, which is a really nice perk, Spectrum 2 gigabyte high-speed internet and streaming services. And so you can kind of ditch the TV and internet bill as it's covered within your HOA. This community does also have a CDD fee ranging from a little bit over $1,000 for townhomes all the way up to under $3,000 at $2,900 for the Legacy Series, which is the 60-foot wide home site. So EverBe really reminds me of Baldwin Park, but on a much smaller scale. But especially when you look at how the town center is laid out, with it being off the water, similar to how Baldwin Park is, the use of a lot of palm trees that I see going in, especially when you look at that really nice grand entrance, just the carve outs for open spaces, the different type of homes available, how it's all structured. It looks really similar to me, which is a great compliment, because Baldwin Park is one of the most successful master planned communities in all of Central Florida. And so I think they have an opportunity to do something really well here. As a matter of fact, I don't think a lot of people probably would remember this because I'm not famous or anything, but like months back, I made a video titled, I think, Future Boomtowns of Orlando, one of which was Vista Park, which is now EverBe, the master plan community. It's the same thing. And I'm really excited to see this town come to life over the next few years. My clients are happy and excited. I'm happy and excited. Hopefully you are happy and excited as well about life. And if you are interested in buying a home in EverBe, I'd love to partner with you as your real estate agent in that transaction. So feel free to reach out to me by email, info@orlandowithmario.com, or book a discovery session, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We had a whole hurricane over the past week. I don't know if you guys knew that, but we did pretty well in Orlando. Prayers to all the guys on the coast. Not what this video is about, but I felt like I should say that. So anyway, bye.